The human brain, structures and functions. Number 1, the cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, divided into left and right hemispheres, covered by the cerebral cortex, outer layer of gray matter. The function of the cerebrum is higher-level thinking, reasoning, memory, voluntary movement, sensory perception, language, and consciousness. The cerebral cortex are the lobes of the brain. The cortex is folded into gyri, ridges, and sulci, grooves, to maximize surface area. It is divided into 4 major lobes per hemisphere. The frontal lobe is located behind the forehead, and its functions include planning, decision-making, problem-solving, voluntary movement, personality, speech production, Broca's area, usually left side. The parietal lobe is located near the top and back of the brain. The functions for this part of the brain include processes sensory input, touch, temperature, pressure, pain, spatial awareness, navigation, and coordination between senses and movement. The third portion is known as the temporal lobe, which is located on the sides, near the temples. This is responsible for hearing, processing sounds and language comprehension, Wernicke's area, memory storage, emotional responses. Lastly, you have the occipital lobe, located at the back of the brain. The occipital lobe is responsible for vision, interprets light, color, shapes, movement. Next, you have cerebellum, which is located beneath the occipital lobes at the back of the brain. This controls balance, coordination, fine motor control, posture, timing of movements, motor learning. The brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord and controls basic survival functions. It has 3 main parts. The first part is the midbrain, which is in charge of vision reflexes, eye movement, auditory processing, motor control. The pons relays messages between cortex and cerebellum, regulates breathing, sleep, arousal. The medulla oblongata controls vital involuntary functions such as heart rate, breathing, blood pressure, swallowing. The next part of the brain is the portion that regulates emotions, memory, and survival instincts. This would be the limbic system, the emotional and memory center, a group of structures deep in the brain that regulate emotions, memory, and survival instincts. The amygdala controls emotion regulation, especially fear and aggression. The hippocampus is in charge of learning and memory formation, spatial navigation. The hypothalamus regulates hormones, hunger, thirst, temperature, circadian rhythms, controls pituitary gland. The thalamus is known as the relay station that directs sensory information, except smell, to the appropriate cortex area. The cingulate gyrus deals with emotion formation, linking behavior to motivation. Let's move on to the basal ganglia, which is a group of structures, caudate nucleus, putamen, globus pallidus, beneath the cortex. The functions of the basal ganglia are as follows: movement control, habit formation, procedural learning, reward processing. Disorders here are linked to Parkinson's and Huntington's disease. The corpus callosum is the thick band of nerve fibers connecting the left and right hemispheres. The functions of these nerve fibers allows communication between both sides of the brain. The ventricular system is a network of cavities filled with cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. The functions are cushions the brain, removes waste, provides nutrients. One of the most interesting glands in the brain that is linked to the creation of melatonin, which is linked to reducing and destroying cancer cells, is the pineal gland. This gland has been spoken about and written about for thousands of years. There is an incredible amount of pineal gland symbolism all over the world, which tells me that the pineal gland is a very important gland, that many people have no idea what it does, what it is, etc. The pineal gland regulates melatonin, circadian rhythms, linked to sleep-wake cycles, and esoterically is where God and the kingdom of heaven are located in the brain. Next, you have the pituitary gland. This is the master gland controlling hormones like growth, stress, reproduction, metabolism. You have the olfactory bulb, which processes smell signals. And last but not least, you have the spinal cord, which extends from brainstem, transmitting signals between brain and body.
Now, if you want to learn how all the myths in the Bible is actually talking about the brain and how it's all connected to all of these different parts of the brain, watch some of my videos, go through my videos, and go to my website and get all my free information. You are all amazing. You are all here for a reason, and I am here to show you all that there is another side to the story. There is so much information that we were not told. You got to dig for the gold, baby. You really do. I love you all. And again, this video is my opinion based on the brain and my research on the brain.